Stretching from Alaska to the Atlantic, Canada's Boreal Forest is 12 times the size of California. Of all the undisturbed forest remaining on the planet, a quarter of it is right here.
If you can imagine everything west of Denver, Colorado in the United States as having no sign of human habitation, not a clear cut, not a road, not a well site, that's the size of the ecologically intact Boreal Forest of Canada.
These boreal landscapes shelter uncounted numbers of grizzly bears, wolves, moose, and woodland caribou, and billions of North American waterfowl and songbirds that migrate here to breed. But conservationists warn many undisturbed areas of the Canadian Boreal are now seriously threatened by increasing industrial activity, like oil and gas drilling, and especially commercial logging. Trees grow very slowly in the Boreal Forest. Most of those felled in this clear-cut were probably well over 100 years old.
5 acres of forest are being logged in Canada every minute. These forests are being destroyed to make paper, to make catalogs, newsprint, toilet paper. It's simply an ecological travesty that we're destroying some of the last intact forests on Earth to make pulp and paper that's being shipped to the United States.
But logging companies respond. Accusations like that are exaggerated, that they're following forestry standards even higher than required by law.
We operate in a working forest. It's not endangered. We have the same objectives as the environmental groups. Lodgepole pine cones are closed on the tree and require heat to open. After a forest fire, the cones will open up. After harvesting, when the cones are close to the ground in the full sun, they'll open up in the heat and spill out seeds that will be the basis for the next forest.
Here in Alberta, Hinton Wood Products says it now leaves some trees standing in its cut areas.
This will make the forest more like after a forest fire, and that'll be good for wildlife.
But critics are not impressed.
The companies will say that they're mimicking natural disturbances like fire, but there's no natural disturbance that is as indiscriminate, as widespread and destructive as clear-cut logging in these old forests.
But now, a few major petroleum and logging companies have joined together with conservationists and native tribes in a new coalition with a challenging objective: to protect at least half of Canada's Boreal Forest. Their vision is a balance of economic interests and conservation, a network of interconnected protected areas of undisturbed forests off limits to industrial activity, and outside those protected areas, sustainable state-of-the-art management of the Boreal's natural wealth. Meanwhile, some conservationists are campaigning to show U.S. consumers how the catalogs in their mailboxes are driving the destruction of the Canadian Boreal, a leading source of wood pulp for the U.S. paper industry. They say each year the average American household receives 200 mailed catalogs, that more than 97% of the catalogs go straight to the trash without being read. The vast majority of them not produced on paper made from recycled fiber, but from virgin wood fiber, much of it from Canada's Boreal Forest. For Assignment Earth, I'm Gary Stryker.